Hare Krishna, welcome. So this is an astrocartography reading for someone who was born on the west coast of the United States and they moved to Europe. And this chart here is the chart for the place they moved to in Europe. This is the Rashi chart, or the chart that shows the signs that the planets and the ascendant are in. And this chart is the Bhava chart, and it is the chart that shows the houses that the planets are in from the ascendant. And the houses in this chart start out, the ascendant is in Virgo, along with Venus and Saturn, Sun and Mercury. Moon is in Libra. Rahu is in Scorpio. Jupiter is in Aries. Ketu is in Taurus. And Mars is in Cancer. And so down here we have the ascendant, and Sun and Mercury are with the ascendant in the first house. Saturn and Venus are in the second house. Moon is in the third house. Rahu is in the fourth house. Jupiter is in the 8th house. Ketu is in the 10th house. And Mars is in the 11th house. And that is how we read the chart from that perspective. So this is the dignity, or the signs where the planets are, and these are the houses where the planets are. Okay, so we will start with Sun and Mercury. So Sun and Mercury in the first house. Mercury is combust, and he's exalted. So he's not going to give as good results as if he wasn't combust, but he's still going to give some good results because he is used to being near the sun, and then he's in his own house, so he's not bad off. And the sun in the ascendant gives an outgoing, confident nature. This person is very confident about themselves, and they feel intelligent because Mercury is there. So confidence, outgoing nature, intelligence. They will have ability to learn languages as well because Mercury is in the first house. And Mercury will also give them a focus on career and appearance. There will be some, confusion about that because it's combust, a little being burnt, dried up, but still they will have focus on career and their appearance. Both will be important to them. They will also have the opportunity to learn a lot of new skills because Mercury is there. And then we're moving on to Venus and Saturn in the second house. Now we have to remember that Venus is in Virgo as well as Saturn is in Virgo. So this makes Venus debilitated and Saturn is not exalted, even though in this chart it looks like they're in Libra. But this is the second house. This is Libra. Okay, so Saturn and Venus in the second house. Saturn is the 6th lord and the 5th lord. So Saturn is going to give results of both of those houses. So sometimes there will be obstacles and fights. Fights in the family, obstacles to wealth and income and money and resources. And sometimes they will have a lot of that, a lot of resources and a lot of money. And Venus is the 9th lord. So 5th lord and 9th lord in the second house is a Dan Yoga. So Saturn and Venus are both creating Dan Yogas. However, they are also in a planetary war, so that is going to cause trouble too. They are friends, but Venus is still debilitated. So it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. And the next is going to be Moon in the 3rd house, and this person is going to want to communicate a lot in their new country, their new place. And along with Mercury in the 1st house, this person is going to be one big communicator. They're going to communicate, especially with neighbors and friends and everybody around them. They just want to talk a lot and communicate. And they will also develop artistic skills with their hands, like painting and drawing and musical instruments. And they will be very skilled in those places. And then Rahu in the 4th house creates a foreign land. It means the home is in a foreign land. The 4th house is the home. So the home with Rahu, foreign. Rahu's the Karaka for foreign things. So then you get a home in a foreign land. Okay, Rahu also makes brings enemies to the house and fights in the home. So that's not very good. It can also show a home that is an illusion of being a nice, pleasant place, or a beautiful place, or a grand place, but in reality, it's just an illusion. It's not really that great. Sometimes it can be very low class because Rahu is also an outcast planet, so the home can be kind of a slum or a dump or something. Also, Rahu being the sixth lord makes obstacles towards owning a house, so it's more likely that they will just be renting. And then we have the fourth lord, Jupiter, in the eighth house, which also shows instability in the home, secrets, and moving a lot. So this person is most likely not going to own property. They will just move around a lot, renting, and the home situation is going to be not the happiest, kind of dark and difficult in a lot of ways. And then we have Ketu in the 10th house, and this will, despite Mercury being in the first house, giving them a focus on career, Ketu is going to give them some detachment and disinterest in career and authorities. They're not going to be very good with authority, a rejection of authority sometimes, and a renunciation, like wanting to renounce work and not just be kind of idle. But Mercury in the first house is kind of trying to counteract that at the same time. So it's going to be a push and pull between wanting to work and wanting to do something with their life and not wanting to do anything. And then we have Mars in the Mars, the eighth lord, in the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of friends. And the eighth lord, Mars, there is going to cause fights with the friends and ups and downs with their friends. So sometimes they will have lots of friends. Sometimes they won't have any friends. Sometimes they will get on really well with their friends. Sometimes they will fight like dogs with their friends. And sometimes they will just have their siblings as their friends, and they won't have friends, just siblings. So it's really up and down and all over the place. So it's not very good for a network circle or support or friends. So anyway, the majority of this chart is not a very positive move for this person. However, Sun and Mercury in the ascendant will make the person feel confident and outgoing and happy and positive and intelligent. So even though they have difficulties, they will feel very good about themselves. So anyway, that's my analysis of this chart for this person who moved from the west coast of the United States to Europe. And thank you for watching.